Platoon, usually I have my kombucha here, I have my coffee here, and I have to decide which one to drink. This means that it's either usually GME or AMC is the choice. Today, I actually do want to be able to cover a little bit about why is a stock plummeting 80%. You guys might have watched in the live stream yesterday that TIRX was down from $95. Let's look at this chart right on our left. TIRX at 1787 looks pretty normal to us on the minute chart. Now let's look at the 30-minute chart. From $95 all the way down to, what is this? The lowest point was at $12, I remember yesterday. I remember getting in a little later at 14. I have two stocks at $14.50. So exactly why did that happen, and is that something to be concerned about with the volatility of the markets? Let's take a look at two different articles, one from the Investor Place about 6 things to know as TIRX plummets 80%, and one more more recently from Catching News, TIRX gains in the pre-market trading. Let's find out why. Of course, we go bell to bell, buzzer to buzzer, and talk about GME, AMC, as well as every other stock opportunity for you to start building your passive wealth and your investing knowledge. If that sounds good to you, the subscribe button is waiting for you. While we are on our way to 100,000 subscribers, we'd love to see you come along for the journey. So that's an absolutely massive drop, to begin with, absolutely huge. It's taken TIRX stock from about $95 to below 15 per share at the time of writing. Why the drop? Nobody knows. No one really knows. Well, at the time of this writing, no one knows. Let's see if the next article gives us a little bit more information. There's been radio silence in terms of updates on this company. However, speculation has been building in social media circles that some sort of pump and dump scheme has taken hold with this stock. That said, Chinese stocks have been under pressure for some time. Deteriorating US-China relations have resulted in a sell-off in a range of ADRs tracking Chinese-listed companies. It appears investors are pricing in higher levels of risk with these stocks today. Indications that the US could potentially delist Chinese companies that don't comply with auditing standards has furthered these concerns. So is this the start of something that is going to be a monumentally detrimental trend? Right? Because this is not just going to be a splash. It's not going to be a little ripple. This is going to be a wave that essentially could even trounce on over to our meme stocks and see a lot of the market shaken up if the Chinese and US relation continues to sour. Accordingly, investors appear to remain skeptical on companies with headquarters based in mainland China today. Given how little is known about TIRX stock, here's some information to help us fill the void. Here's 6 things. Number 1, TIRX initially went public in February, raising $12 million from its IPO. Accordingly, these funds were expected to be used to invest in infrastructure, R&D, and general working capital. TIRX bills itself as a China-based insurance broker. The company lists Beijing as its headquarters. It says it is an insurance broker specializing in property and casualty insurance and life insurance products. The company says it receives compensation from other insurance companies, paying commission for its sales as a broker. And almost done, 2 more. The company's share price has been an absolute tear this year. Shares of TIRX stock went from a low of $11 to as high as $103 before this recent plunge. Today's plunge brings the stock price back to near its IPO levels. So has it always been at a fair price at this $11-ish range? Why is it actually now almost double, right? It had a high of $25 earlier today. So at the very least 50% up on today. And why exactly is this going to be a canary in the coal mine for future Chinese stocks and the trend of where these Chinese stocks are going? If we can take a look at this article as the second article, it might give us a little bit more perspective. This is from catchingnews.com. TIRX stock gains in the pre-market trading. Let's find out why. It declined by 80% at the last trading close, whereas TIRX stock rose by 17% in the pre-market trading session. Following this rise and fall in TIRX stock price, there is no recent news hitting the media. That's why I couldn't find anything about this stock, because I'm like, okay, this might be a pump and dump. This might be like a scam. This might be like something terribly dangerous to invest in. And yet, I couldn't help but get 2 tickets just in case it does climb back up to the moon. Currently, I'm up $4. Slightly less. Oh, no. Almost $4 again. TIRX Holdings Limited is a Chinese insurance broker with its headquarters in Beijing. It sells a wide variety of insurance products that are divided into 2 categories. Even if you're, hold on a sec, property and casualty insurance, such as a car, commercial property, and liability insurance, and life insurance, including individual and group life insurance. Ace, welcome to the Moon Platoon. You are now a officer of the very cool group of Mo monkeys that follow the Meatball Army. And Meatball over here, Professor Meatball, is ready to lead you into battle. So if you have not yet checked out the join button next to the subscribe button, like Ace, then go ahead. It really does help support the show. What is happening? There hasn't been any news about TIRX in a long time. However, there has been speculation on social media that this stock has been the target of a boiler scheme. Chinese stocks, on the other hand, have been under pressure for some time. We just mentioned this in the previous article. A sell-off in a variety of ADRs monitoring Chinese-listed companies has resulted from deteriorating U.S.-China ties. With these stocks, it seems that investors are pricing in higher levels of risk today. These fears have been heightened by reports that the U.S. could delist Chinese companies that fail to meet auditing standards. And then likely we're going to have another tit-for-tat relationship here. We don't want this adversarial relationship. We already have it with Russia and starting to escalate with the show of force that Russia is doing next to Ukraine. So we definitely do not want to also be at war, proxy war, quasi-war with China. So past events. On February 2nd, 2021, TIRX announced the completion of its initial public offering, its IPO, 3 million Class A ordinary shares at a price of $4 per share. Until deducting underwriting on discounts and other associated costs, the company earned gross proceedings of $12 million from this offering, right? We saw that in the previous article. In addition, the underwriters have 45-day option to buy up to 450,000 additional Class A ordinary shares at the public offering price. The revenue will be used to launch X, Y, and Z. Underwriters for the offering were Network One Financial Securities, Inc., and Brilliant Norton Securities Company Limited. In connection with the offering, Hunter blah 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 acted as counsel to the company, and VCL Law LLP acted as counsel to Network One Financial Securities, Inc. So this is starting to become one of the more interesting mysteries of our time. So let me ask you, is this going to be the start of a trend? Is TIRX, just like Archegos, a sign that there's a much larger wave coming? The Archegos was a sign that the margin calls are real, and they are likely going to be rippling through no matter what the catalyst is, even if it's not GME or AMC specific. And now that TIRX could end up falling such tremendous heights, is it an isolated incident as a scam, essentially, or a pump and dump, or is this the start of something worse? We'll keep you updated. Make sure that you tune in on the show bell to bell. My name is Andrew, that's Professor Meatball, and I'm glad that you guys were here with us. We'll see you in the money next time we go live. Make sure to turn that bell and that notification button on. They're the same thing. Make sure to turn the subscribe and the notification bell on, and we will see you in the money. Peace.